Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, I am Elaine, and it has been such a long time since I posted onto this channel. I think the last video I posted was about 3 months ago when I took Gatsby out to Splish Splash to hang out with his other Husky friends. A lot has happened. I've basically taken on new projects lately. We moved apartments. And also we changed our Instagram handle and also our website domain to elainelynlee.com. So, but anyways, that's going to be another video that I will be filming. But today I actually wanted to share with you guys something that I have recorded back in October when I took Gatsby to Acadia National Park. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, some of you may already know what this video is going to be about. And if you don't, continue watching, because if you are a dog mom or a dog dad and you plan on taking your husky or your dog out to hiking somewhere, especially in Maine, this one is for you. So without further ado, let's go on to the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Elaine and this is Danny, and this video deserves some wine. This is our second day in Maine. We took Gatsby here for an adventure at Acadia National Park, and he goes ahead and bites a porcupine. So I'll let Danny tell you the story and how it all happened.
Hi guys. Well, basically, today's trip was we were planning on going to Jordan Pond Trail this morning, doing the loop, and then having some lunch on site. So we got there around, when did we get there? Around 11 o'clock. We got parked. We just parked there. We got on. We basically just entered starting the trail, and I'm walking with Gatsby on my, he's wearing his little harness. I'm wearing my hip belt with the 6-foot lead. And I literally turned around for just a split second. He was walking on trail. I turned around for a split second, and he lunges into the bushes. And when he did that, I basically saw him chomp down on, I thought it was a skunk at first because it was black. And then when I pulled him away from it, I got closer and saw the white spots on top of the porcupine. So I kind of knew it was a porcupine at that point. Pulled him out. He started rolling on the floor. He had quills all over his mouth, his face.
Inside his mouth?
Inside, yeah. The vet ended up pulling about 150 quills out. He was pawing at his face, and it ended up getting on the side of his paws, which had to get. She had to do a little slice, a little surgery to remove because it was embedded deep in there, and basically now his right forearm looks like a golf ball now, because it got inflamed and it's swollen, and he's limping. But the rest of his mouth, thank God is fine. But what was bad was there are literally no vets in this area.
Yep. We
had to, we were in the middle of basically a national park. There's nothing around us for probably at least 20 miles, 30 miles what you're away from town. And I literally called about 4 different vets. The first vet, we drove there because we were frantic. We were, he's literally bleeding all over the place. He's bleeding from the mouth everywhere. And we ended up driving to the first vet. They were closed. So I called up the second vet. They basically told me, no, they can't see him.
Because they had 5 surgeries.
They had 5 surgeries. I called the next one, and the person who I spoke to said that they couldn't see him. I told him, that he was bleeding from his mouth. It's an emergency. He has quills all over his face. He's in pain, but they still said they can't see him. Called the fourth one, which was about maybe an hour. It was about 50 minutes away from where we were at, and they were able to take him in. They had to put him down, of course, from anesthesia, so he had to go down. The whole thing took about maybe about 2 hours. They had to take him down, and they yanked, like I said, about 100. They said 100 to 150 quills. Majority of them were all in his mouth. It was in the upper roof of his mouth, underneath his tongue, on top of his tongue.
By his eyelid.
And there were some. Yep, there were a few on his eyelids, and he had a bunch on both sides of his arms because he was trying to paw his face initially when he first got quilled, because obviously it was in discomfort. The vet said, because some of the quills were kind of like rolled up underneath his tongue, so it was basically pinching him. So that's why he was in a lot of discomfort as well.
And mind you, during this whole time, I was in the back of the Jeep, putting Gatsby in a headlock. My leg was cramping, and I had blood and like saliva basically all over me. And then it was just an awful feeling because the fact that every vet that Danny called, he's like, oh shit, nope, they won't take us. Oh shit, nope, they won't take us. We drive to one of the vets. Oh no, he runs out to see if they're open, and they were closed. So as a pet parent, you would be freaking out, right? Because you're afraid. Like, I don't even know if he swallowed any of the quills. And when I spoke to the vet said, well, that's very rare, but it does happen. So, like they basically checked like his throat and everything. They didn't see any quills. So I'm hoping that he didn't swallow any. So we basically have to watch out for, any gastrointestinal issues. Like
any diarrhea, vomiting.
And even, if the quills can get to his chest, they get embedded and then they start moving inwards. It could get to his chest and his heart. So, I mean, they said that they did a fine tooth, comb. Like, they basically checked everywhere. They didn't see anything. And, like, just basically watch out for him, monitor him, see how he's breathing. And obviously, it's not going to, we won't see, like, these symptoms right away. Because sometimes it's going to take a while for the quills to move through the body. So,
yeah, they said that they were a couple quills on his arms that they couldn't remove because they were just embedded. And they're said that they would just eventually just work their ways outside. They would just excrete itself. So we will maybe find some that we will have to pull out later on. But when we spoke to the vet about why there were no vets in the area, she mentioned that there is so it looks like they're out here as well. There's a shortage of vets. I mean, that's not good for for pet parents, because like if it was literally, if this happened, if I was hiking and we were like all the way at the end of the trail. The trail we were planning on doing today was the pond,
the Jordan Pond at the very beginning,
which was about this is about a 7-mile loop. So if we were stuck at the very end, we would be pretty screwed if this happened. There's no 24-hour vets in this area. We would literally have to carry him. He's 65 pounds, so that's not gonna happen.
So initially, when I heard Danny scream, he's like, "Oh no!" Like, Gatsby, drop it. And I see him pulling, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Maybe like he, tried to, I don't know, kill like a rabbit or a chipmunk.
I thought it was a skunk. I mean, if it was a skunk, he would have just, smelled like a skunk. But it was a porcupine. He tried to bite. So. And
during that point, I was trying to take out my camera so I could take pictures. I heard that. I saw that. I was like, "What?" Completely freaked out, frantic, put away my camera, and then thank God there was a guy and a girl. I don't know if they were together or not, but they helped Danny carry Gatsby all the way out back to the front of the parking lot, because I mean, if it wasn't for them, it would have just been crazy.
Yeah, because Gatsby was literally he was in a lot of pain, so he was pawing at his face. So
and then blood was coming out.
The more he paws, you don't want him to be pushing in the quills or anything like that. I had to hold his arms. And I had to hold him up, and Elaine had to hold him, basically in a headlock, and then the other person had to carry him from behind till we got to the car. And when we were at the park, nobody knew anything. Nobody knew of who we could call. Nobody knew where we could
One of the girls actually who helped Danny and the guy when they carried Gatsby out, she ran to the gift shop, right? She ran to the shop and was like, "Oh my God, help! This husky, bit into a porcupine. He's like bleeding from his mouth. He's bleeding out." And all they did was give us.
We had some. They gave us a roll of bandages and some empty septic wipes. Which definitely is not going to do. So, I mean, thankfully everything worked out fine. Gatsby's fine. He's resting inside, inside the tent now. The only thing he'll be up in a few hours because he's a little groggy from the anesthesia. But the only bad thing now is we may have to cancel the trip now because his arm is like the size of, it's like a little golf ball on the right side now, and he's limping, so he may not be able to, walk. And we have some anti-inflammatory. We're gonna give him as soon as he eats his dinner. Hopefully he eats his dinner. He might not even have an appetite, and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning if he's able to walk in the morning or not.
It just really sucks because I kind of feel like, we drove all the way here to book a vacation. I mean, it was really just for him. It was basically freezing at night. We slept with like multiple layers on us, and we know that he loves the cold. So we take him, basically up north so he can hike, enjoy nature, and then at the end, he didn't really get to do any of it. And he's probably wondering what the hell is going on. Like, mom is frantic, dad is frantic, and then like, what are all these people doing to me at the vet? So it's just really an awful experience.
Yeah. I mean, he was a champ at the vet. The nurses said he was good. He likes going to the vet for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's like he's a regular at the vets now. It seems like it's like every month, or he's something. There's always something new with Gatsby.
Yep.
Yeah.
So guys, if you are heading to Maine, if you're going to Acadia National Park with your pup, be careful, be vigilant, watch out for them, learn from our mistake. We basically took our eyes off of him for
just
like
a split second.
Split second.
He was on like I said, I had him on a 6-foot lead, which we should have shortened up because we're on a trail which we're not familiar with.
Yep.
So I should have kept him on maybe a 3-foot. Enough for him not to jump into the bushes, which is what he did.
So I think tomorrow, I'm not sure if we're going to check out or not, but we're going to see how his paws are. I mean, if the area by his joint, if it's pretty small and he can't walk, obviously we're not going to be able to hike. So we'll just probably drive up to, I think it's called Otter Cliff, just for him to like see the view and then take a few photos. We might just drive up to the top. Maybe we'll drive up to the summit or drive up to the Otter Cliff, just at the top, and just have him get some scenic views, and that's it. He probably won't do any hiking at all. Just drive to the top, let him sniff around, look over the cliff, enjoy the scenery, and then head out. Yeah, we might drive by Boston. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it all depends. If I wake up in the morning and when I take him on his morning walk and he can't walk, then we're packing up and just heading straight home. But if he's walking fine, hopefully, we have anti-inflammatory meds. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see. I mean, we asked the vet. We're like, well, should we pack our bag and just head home? And she's like, no, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine after he wakes up. But, me, I'm an anxious dog mom, so I just want to make sure that he's going to be okay. I don't want to put him into more stress. So we will see, but that's the day 2 of our trip. Gatsby, you okay?
Morning, everybody. It's the next morning here, and we got Elaine and Gatsby sitting in front of the tent. We're about to check out this morning. And Gatsby, how are you feeling today, buddy? You doing all right? You're doing great. Let's see what's going on with your joint there. So Gatsby has been taking his anti-inflammatory, pain meds, and antibiotics because he did have a quill stuck in his leg, which had to be removed. So you can see it's a little bit swollen still, but other than that, Gatsby is in good spirits. He's doing his own thing, chasing squirrels this morning on his walk, and he's almost back to his old self, just for a little bit of limping. But before we check out, guys, just wanted to show you what is available at Terramor on your stay. So let's see what's going on. We had some, what kind of blankets are these, Elaine? Pendleton blankets. With some robes, extra blanket, because it does get cold here at night. It was probably in the, I would say, 40s, low 40s, maybe upper 30s at night. There is a portable heater in the corner there by the linen, well, I guess it's a linen rack over there that they have, that you can use at night to keep you warm. We have a king-size bed here, and on the other side over here, we have a little bit of a coffee bar, which they have some pretty good pour-over coffee. which was good if you like good dark roast coffee. And water maker, some tea bags to make some tea, and we have a mini fridge which we had to request. So if you do have a need for a fridge, you can ask the front desk and they can put one in the fridge for you. We needed it to store Gatsby's cold food, raw food rather. And we have an ice cooler here so you can get ice at the lodge. We did request Gatsby to get a large bed to make us stay nice and comfy. We have a little camp light over there so you can sit outside by the fire with the lantern. It's a doggy bowl, and this is the bathroom. It's a nice full-size bathroom. It's bigger than people's apartments in New York. A full-size bathroom is actually 3 showers in here. Nice running hot water because Elaine loves her hot showers, which is awesome. And then we have a full-size bathroom, and actually working bathroom, not the ones that require you to use a cartridge. It actually flushes, which is pretty cool. And what else we got in here? And the bathroom supplies you with full lotion, shower, hand soap, sink, and I think that's it. What else are we gonna do today?
I don't know, I think we're either gonna head to Boston. Well, first, no, we're gonna head to Cadillac Mountain first. We're not hiking there, we're driving up there to the summit just so that we can get some photos of him, at least let him see the summit. And then afterwards, I think we might drive out to Boston so we're close in the city where there's access to healthcare in case we need it. We might spend the night there depending on if Danny is tired from driving, because there's no way I'm driving back home. And then that's pretty much it. We're going to leave a link below at the description in case you guys want to book a trip here at Terramor, and we really recommend it. I wish that we would have more time here, but unfortunately things happen like this and there's really nothing that you can do about it. So we will see you guys in the next destination. Guys, so like the craziest thing happened. We are actually on the trails in Acadia, you know, just by the
we
cliff.
parked at the outer loop cliff.
Tell them the story.
Just doing a quick hike, just to catch a quick sightseeing before we take Gatsby home. And we bumped into a couple that wanted to say hi to Gatsby. And we told him he got injured yesterday at the at Jordan Pond. He got porcupined, and she said that she actually saw a small porcupine that was dead right next to the restaurant, which is the same spot where Gabby attacked the porcupine. So I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think Gatsby ended up taking out the porcupine, so I guess he won the battle. They're even now. I can't believe it. That's just so weird, right? So Gatsby actually killed a porcupine. After getting 150 quills, he was able to take him out. So crazy. Yep.
All right, so what do you guys think about that? Isn't that crazy? So I didn't film an outro for that video. We didn't go to Boston either. We actually left Acadia National Park, and then we decided to just drive straight home because Gatsby's joints were completely swollen. That night when we got home, I mean, he was just so exhausted. He knocked out, he slept through the night. And then the next 2 days, I remembered Danny had to bring him back to the vet because, you know, he was playing with Gatsby, and then all of a sudden he felt like, you know, something sharp on his tongue. And then we're like, oh God, you know, could it be a quill that's stuck in his tongue? And the answer is yes. We took him to the vet, spent another couple $100, and had the quill removed. So long story short, if you're going to Acadia National Park, please watch out for the porcupines. Don't make the same mistake that we did by keeping him on a 6 foot lead. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. So anyways, Gatsby and I are going to be filming some more videos coming up soon. Just really giving you guys an update on what's going on, and also bring you guys along to other adventures that we have in New York City instead of traveling so far away and just being so far away from healthcare. It's just something that I'm not comfortable with right now. I think I'm pretty traumatized actually from what happened. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it informative, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.